Sometimes a fatal accident leads not only to a civil lawsuit, but also to criminal charges against the person responsible. And when that happens, families often wonder how the criminal case may affect a wrongful death claim under Illinois law. My name is Zach Anderson. I'm a co-owner at 217 Law and an injury attorney in Central Illinois. In this video, I just want to briefly explain how criminal cases and wrongful death cases can interact and intersect under Illinois law. It's important to understand at the onset that criminal cases and wrongful death cases are totally separate legal proceedings. A criminal case is brought by the government, usually through the state's attorney's office, and the goal of a criminal case is to determine whether the accused violated criminal law, and if so, whether or what penalties should be imposed, such as jail time, probation, fines, etc. On the other hand, a wrongful death case is a civil lawsuit which is brought by the personal representative of the deceased person. The goal of a civil case is to seek financial compensation for the losses suffered by the family. The goal of a civil case is not um, to try to put the culprit behind bars. Again, that's what the criminal case is for. Because these cases are separate, a wrongful death case can proceed even if there's a criminal case happening at the same time. It's also very important to understand the burden of proof is different in criminal and civil cases. Criminal cases require proof beyond a reasonable doubt, which is a very high standard. On the other hand, civil cases, like wrongful death claims, use a lower standard. The easiest analogy for this is probably O.J. Simpson. My recollection, anyway, off the top of my head, is O.J. Simpson was acquitted in the criminal case involving the glove, and that was on TV. In other words, the government failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty um, of being a murderer. But in the wrongful death case that was brought on behalf of the decedent, OJ was found liable, which means under that lower standard of proof, he was found liable for their deaths, but the proof was apparently not enough to convince the jury beyond a reasonable doubt, convince a different jury beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty of a criminal act. If your family is lost someone due to another person's actions, it's very important to consult with a wrongful death attorney or personal injury attorney as soon as possible. If the incident occurs in Central Illinois and you have any interest in working together, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to consult with you and see if there might be anything I can do to help.